We woke up this morning, or we saw last night, that we knew this was coming,
Right.
but there it was, a full assault on Ukraine by Russia. Just tell me how, as a representative of our Ukrainian community, you reacted to what was unfolding.
Well, it's gut wrenching. It's we watched it last night actually in total disbelief. People thought that it was a bluff again, that diplomatic initiatives would work. And then to see the aircraft coming in and the bombings occurring, we're picking it up on our news feed here. And so we just went, we thought, oh boy, this is going to be a very rough night. So we got a little bit of sleep, but we were afraid to turn the TV on this morning to not see, we didn't want to see what they had done, done to Ukraine. To our relatives, to our friends. I mean, we've been there many, many times, and we've visited people there, and we know those people, and they're just like people here. They have little kids, they have homes, they have jobs, but no, this guy has decided this new Hitler is going to come in, and he is going to bomb the heck out of those folks and take away everything, including their freedom, and that's just not acceptable.
So, how does our local Ukrainian community react? What do you do for each other? What do you do for your friends and relatives in the Ukraine?
Well, as far as relatives, we've tried to send them some financial help, so a few dollars in their back pocket, so that if they have to run, you could imagine if there were tanks rolling down Harvey Avenue here, what would we do? Where would you go? And even if you ran, say, to the States, how would you survive there? You need money, so these folks are in the same position, except they don't have the resources that we do. So we have sent them some money. We've sent money for humanitarian aid. The Ukrainian Canadian Congress, if anybody wants to help, has a site where you can donate for humanitarian aid, because these folks who are running will need food, they'll need heat, they'll need everything. Poland has told us that they will take in 1 million refugees. The Czech Republic said they will take 1 million refugees. So that's already happening, but you know what? Most people are not running.
Yeah.
When I asked them before when we were there, when the first invasion occurred in Crimea, I says, well, what happens if they come here? This is Western Ukraine. And they said, we will stay. We will fight to the end. And that's what they're doing.
Is the sense, as much as you can speak for all members of the Ukrainian community, is the sense that Canada and the Ukraine's other allies are doing enough?
Well, we appreciate everything Canada has done, because I think Canada has done a lot for Ukraine. But I think the whole democratic world, the Western world, Europe, we all have to wake up that this is not just an attack on Ukraine. This is an attack on democracy and freedom. And everybody needs to kick it up a notch. We need to have not just minor sanctions on a few billionaires. Billionaires know how to hide money. That doesn't even affect them. It needs to be crushing sanctions, so that people know if you are going to attack democratic countries, you are going to pay the price. They don't understand that yet. They need to be taught that lesson.
One thing that doesn't seem to be in the cards are countries like Canada and the US actually putting troops in, because the view is that just triggers an all-out war that encompasses.
You mean a war like that's happening right now without troops there? Ukraine has not asked for troops. What they've asked is that you help us. Give us weapons. We will do the fighting, but give us some weapons. Give us some tools for resistance. Finally, countries, Britain especially, kicked it up there with missiles that attack tanks. The U.S. has sent in Javelin missiles and so on. They've taken down 5 or 6 Russian aircraft today, and a helicopter, I believe. So they need the tools. They are willing to fight, but they need the tools to fight with, and we need to supply that to them, as well as doing these diplomatic maneuvers. But talk for Putin is like the schoolyard bully. If you give him your sandwich, tomorrow he wants your whole lunch and your runners as well. He will not stop. And if he gets Ukraine, if he takes Ukraine, next will be Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania, all those little countries that he can take in an afternoon. And you know what? There's not much we can do about it.
Tough times, I want to think.
Really tough times, yeah. And I think if sanctions and help are big enough, Ukraine can fight these people off. We are a David facing a Goliath, but we know what happened there. And Ukraine, this is not like Afghanistan where they just gave up in an afternoon. No. This fight is going to go to the bitter end. So all the help that we asking any help that can be given, that you please do so. Help with some donation somewhere. Ukrainian Canadian Congress would be a good place to start with humanitarian aid.
All right. Well, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.